Hello there, everyone. Xantok here with Slickstar Gaming, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So, last time we had a very strange trial session. The chief of police came up. He's a bit odd himself, but he was telling us that, oh, there's a second murder of another detective at the same time. Oh, it's also the same detective whose murder that you're having a trial about right now, who was killed somewhere else. So, what? I don't know, man, but I know we got some serious investigating to do here. So let's go ahead and get to it. It's now February 23rd, 2:15 p.m., and it's our offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Yeah, you and me both. Well, let's see here. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Well, she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. What? Would you mind coming with me? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. The science awaits us. Alright. Alright, so we're back in the underground parking lot here. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? That is curious if a body wasn't found there. Of course, it was our victim who was killed at the apartment. And my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence of the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was bloodstains or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. What are you talking about? And why are you grinning at me? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes with your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff. Not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. You have an extra pair of them? Whoa. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Touch the screen to spray on it. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. So we're just going to touch somewhere on the screen, looking for bloodstains. Not really seeing anything come up. Oh, hey, look, there we go, on the floor here. Zoom and enhance. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a bloodstain? Huh, it's so... Ugh. Emma, you're shaking. This is my first time seeing real blood. A scientific investigation in action, everyone. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? I'm gonna say the amount is pretty goddamn odd. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, Look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It's strange. If they fought here, they'd have to be more bloodstains than this. Hey, Mr. Wright? See how I'm marking the floor plans when we find a bloodstain? Yeah. See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Sure. That's very useful information to have. I saved up my allowance to buy this. That's... okay. Sure. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. And we'll drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Well, this luminol stuff is going to come in handy. Ha! I wonder how that fluid of yours will react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr, you only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Oh, goody, she's back. Yay. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, Guido. I witnessed everything from that security room right there, but I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. But Goodman died somewhere else. And here. I still don't know what's going on. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago, really. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough-Up Queen. It's a terrible nickname, really. I would not be proud to have that as a name. Ugh. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go, or fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. Wait, she doesn't mean... So she's clearly referring to the whatever the court case was, where the evidence that the knife and his note were talking about. So let's present the note here. What do you think about this? SO9 incident. On that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Please do. Oh. She will not. I guess we need to present her more evidence. And then she'll start talking about it, I guess. Maybe. Maybe the ID. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. I'm still going with my either... My bad. I see two theories about what's going on here. Either there's two Goodmans and they're twins, or one of them was like a mannequin that was killed to try and cover something up. Well, the real Goodman was killed at the same time. Okay, what else do you need for me to present to you for you to talk about this whole incident? God damn, lady. Crime photo, maybe? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So, you went straight to the scene of the crime and climbed the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murderer? That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes worth of problem is, Star, you lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Now maybe she'll talk to us. There we go. Much better. That's when I learned the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not even a little. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolman. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be... Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. He's on security detail in the police department, isn't he? He is. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side of that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell? There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Ms. Starr's old boyfriends? How many does she have anyway? Just when the detectives on the case have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie? What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. So she's helping us now. She knows that we're trying to actually figure out what's really going on. Interesting, okay. Miss Starr, Officer Marshall, is he your... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We are putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Huh. Okay, where can I go from here at this point? Can I go... Okay, cool, I can go to the police department. Let me see. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast, they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed in their own department. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid out of an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. You've seen a real crime scene. Ugh. Security guard office. Oh, this... Wow, Jake really, dresses up his room, doesn't he? Well then. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. Is there a rope trap over by the elevator door? What the hell? Why? According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is the guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who this guard already is. Yeah, you and me both. Can I move past here, or... No, I'm going to have to do some examining. That's fine. We can do that. Let's look at the nameplate first. That seems smart. No clues here. Okay, well, fine. What about the rope trap? Look, on the floor. A lasso. Huh. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. Let's see. What else can we examine here? The cactus? Yipes, that sure is prickly. It must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient, actually. This cactus is a lot like my sister. Miss Sky? Encased in a cold, rigid shell, with thorns pointing in every direction. Just like her. You know, I've been looking at this cactus a while now, and I don't see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. That's fair. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says, recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. I probably could, except we don't have access right now. I guess we'll go somewhere else. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please. Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Aw, Gumshoe, you poor thing. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal? Yeah, your chief told me about it. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe? Who was it? Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch. Pronto. Sitting around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Did he just run off? Wait! Don't leave! If you want to know more, pal, head on down to the detention center. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Alright. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. So I guess we're gonna head to the detention center now, because sure, why not? Sound like we don't have anything better to do. I'm trying to figure out how to... I hate the map system in this game sometimes. Here we go. Jesus. Alright, who are we going to find here? Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Well, yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator again, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh. Oh, it's you. Oh dear. I highly doubt it's you. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh, hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir, how should I say this? Wait. He isn't. Is he? You... Officer Meekins, you didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? Now, this is an unexpected turn of events. Oh, goody! We have to talk to this guy some more. Why is everybody so awful? Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard office in front of the room was empty, sir. Uh-huh. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. Oh, you poor fool. You just slammed your fist against your busted hand. What the heck is this guy doing? So, what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. Okay, did you see white? Was it red, black? What color did you see? And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there's no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand, but again, why? Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. So I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you had to label me as a prosecutor, or as a persecutor, or victim, sir, label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive, and well, at that. Yes. Well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, Then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. Well, at least someone around here is more confused than I am. Alright, so about that hand, though. And your hand. That happened when Detective Goodman was stabbed? Well, you see, sir, well, don't you think you should just confess? But, sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, what had happened? When the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. Wait, what? And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Hold up. And then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone, because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? Nope. The victim's body disappeared. So, hold up. Let's think about this a second here. Meekins is saying he went into the evidence room, saw somebody suspicious on the cameras. The detective pointed a knife at him. Meekins blacks out. First he says he doesn't wake up until he's here in the detention center. But now he's saying he woke in there. He woke up in there, and no Goodman was found. This is a whacked out case. Oh god. Is there anything I can present to him? Try and get any other information, or is he just done? Actually, let's present this knife. The one that supposedly killed Goodman. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Oh, I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay. I just wanted you to... That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. That's fair. What about Goodman's ID? Is there some mystery with that going on? Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was in a blanket till this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Yeah, can you answer me some questions here, Meekins? Because the shit. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. And what did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was less flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and left at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Well, let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. There's a videotape? From the security camera. The crime scene. My crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on the tape. I want to see this tape. And you wait until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll get over my badge. I don't deserve it. No, thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. I guess we're headed back. Oh boy, beacons. With any luck, we won't have to see him again. Ah, the police department. Such a fun place to go. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the head detective's desk. It's Chief Gant. Are you sure this is all, You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely perfect. We checked the drawers, the lockers, the garbage cans, the coat pockets, the pillowcases, behind the computer monitors, the coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The head detective looks a little flustered. Ha ha! Righto, my boy. How ya been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Because his music is crazy. So, is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, we've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having one of our top people sitting in the defendant's seat. Now you got someone else found guilty in that case, right? Righto? Yeah, another prosecutor, actually. I see what you mean. Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. I mean, it happened at exactly the same time. The murder at the prosecutor's office. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. And what evidence is this? Now, righto. I can't give away all our secrets like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But, you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the head detective's trap shut. Oh, he was the one you were picking on earlier? Oh, you saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the head detective to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. There's nothing else to ask him about, so just ask about some evidence, I guess, like the ID card. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Neither him or the dancing blue badger. Did he mean to talk to this guy? Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there, that's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. I took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What, you kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. They didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. I'll make a note of that just in case. Sure, you do that. Should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor? Well, I never thought the day would come when Wrighto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Wrighto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Wrighto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, "Sir, can I borrow $50?" I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along now. Do your best. Later, folks. Oh, there's just something about that guy. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. Well, I mean, it's not technically a real ID, but okay. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we could go to the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Especially Meekins. Alright. To the... Wait, we have to go to the entrance to get to the security guard to get to the evidence room? God, that's so stupid. I hate it. Nobody's here yet. I guess I need to examine the door to get in. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Ah, the card reader's turned off. What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made by Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall. Somehow, I knew. I mean, it's pretty goddamn obvious. What's that somehow I knew look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you a couple questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. But okay. I guess we can try and poke the bear a little, see what he'll tell us. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands, like a tumbleweed on the West Prairie. Like a gunslinger, loading a 6-shooter, I say a little prayer. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get crack on this investigation pronto. You know, if he's hungry, maybe he'd like a Salisbury steak? That smell, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I don't know what it means. Alright, Bambina. You win. Ask him anything. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Alright, Jakey boy. Speak to me. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins was at the detention center, and he told us about it. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station? Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know. So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take the machines much. Kinda like that steward that stewed broccoli that sneak in next to your steak, you know? Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SO9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what exactly happened. I'm putting money on a murder. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Oh, only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. And the easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, aren't they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader is a record of every ID card passed through. And there's Goodman's at 5:14 p.m. But then how is his ID at our scene of the crime? So this is the ID card record? Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. Can't show you more than that. I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Oh, I think we can, but first, let's chat about the transferal. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake. See? So, what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the police station. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for an old case. 2 years after the case is solved, it's closed forever, dead. And never to be reopened again, never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 just 2 days ago. Alright, let's go ahead and present him with Goodman's ID so we can prove that that little sheet of paper is essential to us. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 584-2189. Officer Marshall, show us the ID number on that ID card record. There it is, 584-2189 at 514. Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match. Also, the same person that went in there at 450 went in at 514, or is that... Why did they go back in? Whoever that person is. Is it Meekins? It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Or somebody with his card, at least. But, wait. What did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre. You win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Thank you. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. That could work. Can we go into the evidence room first, though? Yes, we can. Let's go do that. Sector 3? Okay. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So, this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. I wasn't really trying to, but okay. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? What'd you hear? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, Sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's delight. Knock yourself out. Yeah, that's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? So that's what you were talking about? Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. The floor plans. Okay. Let's have a chat, Gumshoe. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department. But, if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I want to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Goodman? Or Gumshoe? Of course! I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the Inquiry Committee now, right? I'm trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. I mean, if I see Edgeworth, I'll ask him about it. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using this ID card. Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is covered with a fingerprint. And that's the only way the locker can be opened. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles. On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand will be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Interesting. Wait. There are people who don't know about the locks. And if something happens to you, whether you get shocked or whatever it is, Alana's hand and Meekin's hand were both wrapped up in bandages. That's a little suspicious. Hey, Gumshoe, do you recognize any of these numbers? Let me say one thing. Speaking as a detective. Oh, I think I showed him the wrong thing. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Yeah, I showed him the floor plans. Oops. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who come in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? Hold up. Which one's the second number? The second number is the 8730579. He was in there at just 540. We don't know who the all sevens is, or who this repeating number that was at 450 and 514 is yet. We know Edgeworth is on the list, so we definitely want to ask him about this thing. What? What? Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? I don't know. I do not know. But I don't want to move. I want to go ahead and see if there's anything in this room I can examine. So, let us see here. Oops. Let's check out this glove. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That evidence from the case, you know. Oh, you mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Let's check what's down here on the floor. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Let's check it out. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before it broke. You want me to try to put them back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry out a tub of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Okay, so what we're doing, we get to pick a fragment, we can rotate it around, and then try to figure out where it's going to go. This piece looks like it might go here? Oh, no, not at all. I'm not able to rotate the thing around, so I just gotta... I have to find something that would look like it matches. This piece. There we go. Okay, now over here. That's a possibility. Oh, nope. I guess it's not. Okay. Let's see here. Actually, no, it's gotta be this piece. There we go. And then this here. Alright, what are we going to put on this program here? So yeah, we're just rebuilding this thing that broke. It's pretty much all that's happening right at this moment. We don't know what it's supposed to look like just yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to figure that out pretty soon. Or so I hope. Ugh, what the... Oops. What am I supposed to put here? Ah, that one. Really? That looked like it would fit. Huh. Okay. Ah, this piece, I bet. Excellent. Looks like it's supposed to be some kind of urn. Missing a piece. Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Yeah, no kidding. Alright, let's do some more examinations here. We got an open locker. Look, this one's open, and there's an indicator tag stuck on it still. That locker's covered with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be Hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Somebody tried opening this one and failed. What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint there. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use our testing fluid to find out. How can I do that, though? Like, do I just go to my core record and choose the luminol? Oh, yep, that's exactly what you do. Let's spray around the room. First of all, we know about this. See if anything else will show up. Oh, nope, just the handprint. Okay. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me. When they come to take me away. Promise you'll test her that it wouldn't hurt a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'm just gonna jot it on the floor plans here. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. But you're the police. Thank you, Emma. Okay, is there anything else that we can luminol? Oh, hey! There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of the locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you don't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Alright, what about anything over here? Not looking like it. Let's go to the other side of the room. Hello! Another bloody handprint. Okay, and I don't see anything else over there. So we'll just focus on this. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. I mean, he could have been limping and had to stabilize himself up against the wall. That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? What? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks off the chief. And where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans as well. I also noticed that behind the detective here, there's a little slip of paper coming out of this locker. There's something sticking out of here. It looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Goodman, or Detective Gumshoe, leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're going to talk about someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. To be honest, tucking your shirt in is uncomfortable and bullshit, so I don't blame you. I wonder if he'll give us any information on SL9. Just maybe. Oh, Detective Goodman's note and the switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection. And that was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know? 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. But it's a dead case, from what we've been told. Alright, let's go see if we can have a chat with Edgeworth, because we got quite a few questions to ask him at this point. Hello, Jake. Goodbye, Jake. Oh, it's Angel Star. Too bad we're not talking to you. Goodbye! Alright, room 1202! Woohoo! And it'll be tidy tomorrow, too. Incidentally, he's not here. I'm sure he's out doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Really? So I'm too early? I missed something in the evidence room, apparently? God damn it. I hate this. Ugh! No, I don't want to examine. What could I be missing, though? I hate when this happens. Was there anything you all could talk to him about? Oh, that's why. I showed him the note, opened up a new dialogue that we could have with him. That explains it. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing? A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? And that put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. And started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. What do you mean? Detective Goodman was a detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Hey, pal. Look at the time. Was there something you need to be going to? Nah, it's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give him my report for the day. That's a report? Looks more like a restaurant menu. It might help, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. And we're gonna head off too. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. Yep, we're finally gonna go back there. God damn. All that time wasted. Hey, Jake. Bye, Jake. No, I don't want to examine the blue badger. Go away. Let me go to Edgeworth's office. Why can't I go there super simply? I miss some of the quality of life features from the new games. The old games are still fine, but I'm missing that nice QOL. Why is the bellboy here? Ah, yes! My apologies! Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? What? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, sitting by the window, a teacup in his hand. Ooh, he's not happy. It's you. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? Precisely. By the way, Detective Gumshoe is looking for you. Oh, yes, he brought me some information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Would not be shocked by that. Let's ask questions. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay with the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. So, Edgeworth, I need to show you a list of IDs. I need you to be honest with me. Is yours on here? Oh, right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it in here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. I know, I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note of it, too. Stubborn as always. I told you this had nothing to do with the current case. Okay. Can you tell me about Goodman? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright? Mr. Edgeworth just told you no, in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? If I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. Our best evidence? Oh, that's clearly the Blue Badger. Our best evidence is probably the Switchblade. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It has also to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later as well. A bad memory? He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago? He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? You still working on that scientific investigation? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth. I'm really... no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Gumshoe as well? So, we're about to learn about the other thing that Emma can do for us. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to recall seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Well, actually saw two. So let's head back over to the evidence room again. Another thing that we'll get to do in later games, when we have the scientific stuff, is we'll have the luminol blood testing, and also fingerprinting. It's actually some pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty sure we don't get to do it in the next two games, unfortunately, but starting with game 4, we'll get to do all that kind of fun stuff again. Just going to take a while before we get to that point. Alright, back in the evidence room. Let's do some stuff. Alright, our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger. Each finger leaves a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. That's what it's probably going to be the thumb. Okay, now, it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. How do you do that? Just touch the screen, see? Oh, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. How do I do that? You just blow with your breath. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to though. It's fine. It won't go up to your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. Alright, so we're just going to spread the powder out a whole lot. The only problem here is that we are told that we need to blow in order to get rid of it. But here's the problem. We're not playing this where we can actually access the Nintendo DS's microphone, which is what you would need to blow into to get this to work. I think I'd like to try one of the other fingerprints. That didn't work. I don't know. I'm trying to just press buttons and see if I can get it to blow. Alright, so I was able to figure it out. As you can see, I was able to set up my headset mic to where it will accept any audio I get from that as if I'm blowing onto the fingerprint dust. So, I can either talk loudly or just blow. You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints. Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are other fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Alright. So here's one right here. And let's just dump a bunch of powder. I think that should be enough, don't you? Alright, so then, let's go ahead and blow once more. A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print really took an effort to find. Let's match it up to what we can. So, we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint. And not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint with what we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints. What? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints do we find? It's pretty much going to be whoever we should most likely find on this evidence locker. And since this locker belongs to Gumshoe, I'm going to guess that this was Detective Gumshoe's print. Alright, we got a match. Aha! So, these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong with Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Right, I'm right. God damn. I am starting to lose this a little bit, guys. You gave me the so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time. But there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Oh, we will. It was somewhere over here. Alright, let's go to our court record. Let's move to the fingerprinting stuff. And let's check it. Wait, do I have to do the luminol on the, or could I just examine where the print was? We'll do luminol just to make sure it's in the right spot. I think it was over here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so I just need to do my fingerprint dusting. We'll examine that locker. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There's a handprint here. Okay. Do you want to try using this thing? Yes, I do. There go her eyes, sparkling again. Let's go ahead and check. Okay, let's check for prints. That's a spirit? Oh, but I had to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh. Right. So, that means no prints? Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Okay. Ah, I see. So we can go ahead and try and guess where a finger would have been. Alright, let's powder it up! And a blow. Alright, let's compare this print to anyone we can. We know Meekins was in the room. That's not a match. What about Damon Gant? Nope. Lana's under investigation, but I don't think she was in this room. Couldn't hurt to check her, though. I was gonna look up Edgeworth, but we don't have his fingerprint profile, so we can't. Not them either. Okay. What about Jake? Oh. Jake, you didn't. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. These are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain at the crime scene. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Alright, everybody, that is going to be the video of today's episode. We got to play some luminol, we got to play some fingerprint dust, had a little bit of fun, and is Jake Marshall the killer? Or one of them? Is Angel Star in on it? I don't know, but maybe we'll find out some answers in our next episode. I'll see you all then. Bye, everyone.